What's happening, guys? Welcome to Let's Talk Comics, and today I want to talk about Estuary, a ghost story. Now, this is a comic that I knew nothing about, but I saw it on the shelf at the comic book shop, and it looked really, really cool, so I decided to pick it up, and I was really surprised by what I read inside. I really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to picking up the rest of the issues. The creative team, not a team I'm familiar with, but however, the whole story I really enjoyed. It opens up. We have kind of like this highway scene, and then we see like a small progression of time from daytime, sunset, to night. And then we see this car on fire, and it just launches itself off the bridge. And we see this person inside seemingly being burned alive, and their eyes looking very eerie. And then we cut to our main character here. She is in church, and she is, praying, and she is interrupted by a tour group. And then we see the tour group. They're all tourists, and they're taking pictures. And the nun that's leading them tells them about the church or whatever, and how it's known as one of the most haunted spots in California. So then we cut back to our main character, and she is interrupted by Sister Darcy, the sister, and our main character here on first name basis. And we kind of, through dialogue and stuff, we kind of get we figure out that the nun has hired her to find something, so then we meet the other person that's involved in our story, and this is the guy. He is basically the one who is chartering. See, this is the other guy. Is this? No, this isn't him. This isn't the other guy. This is some guy running. And then we see more about the dialogue right here. She goes, "If your wreck is out there, Sister Darcy, like you claim, I'll find it for you." So through the conversation, we learn that she is essentially some sort of underwater archaeologist, somebody who is a diver, looking for whatever it is she's hired to find. The nun has hired her to find something. Then we meet the other guy who's involved in the story, and he is the guy who runs the charter service. He's the captain of the boat that they take out so she can dive overboard and look for this wreck. And all of this is kind of a little bit of will they, won't they, flirtation type stuff. Then they travel out to sea. They travel out to the spot where he drops anchor right here. She puts her diving suit on. Overboard she goes, and then she's here under the water trying to find whatever it is that the nun has hired her to find. She's in communication with the guy in the boat up top. And it's really one of the things that I really like about this book, in addition to the story, is the artwork, especially the underwater scenes. I really enjoyed these underwater scenes here. How you have like the bright sky, the dark, almost jet black sea. We see the sea life right here. And then when she's under the water, you've got all the different, plant life right here that's floating around. We see it reflected in her scuba mask there. So the underwater scene's really beautiful. She's here on the bottom. She has her, I guess that's like some sort of metal detector or whatever she's looking for. And they're just trying to stay in radio contact. She gets caught up in all these plants, this seaweed or whatever it is, and we see it grabbing her. We see her trying to cut herself loose, free herself. And then as this first issue wraps up, we see like this underwater evil looking spirit. We see that its eyes glowing here, just like the person in at the very beginning of it that was in the car. We see it has this evil grimace on its face. And then she says she's having a conversation with him. And he's telling her, she's telling him, she goes, I've got this under control. Gonna have to have some faith in me. And then it says to be continued. Estuary 2. So I really dug this. It says issue 2 came out in May. So I don't know if I'll be able to find these on the shelf. I might have to wait till a trade is out or on search on mycomicshop.com. But I really dug this story. It very much feels kind of like a movie. You know, it feels like a very like it tells you right here, a ghost story, and it really captures that feeling of like a, you know, like a 70s or 80s style ghost story, kind of like a low budget horror. But I really dug this book. I didn't have really any expectations about it going in, and I found it very interesting and definitely got my attention enough for me to try to put together the rest of the issues. So if you're into ghosts or supernatural stuff like that, then check out Estuary from Ani. I dug it. Hopefully you will as well. So till next time, talk to you guys later. Have a good day. Bye-bye.